Okay, we got Form B, quiz corrections, starting off with number 1. It's a division problem, so I'm going to go ahead and start. You're going to factor everything. On a division and multiplication, factor everything. So I'm going to start off by factoring out a 5 and an x. Okay, so factoring out a 5x, we get x plus 2. Nothing to factor here, it's just a term, so the term just comes down. Okay, division changes to multiplication. Okay, then we flip it, and so I'm going to go ahead and factor this and put it on the top. So we got x, let's see, 6 and 4 make 24, 6 plus 4 make 10. Factoring that, we're going to do 4 times 2 is 8, 4 plus 2 is 6, so 6, 4, and 2. So we factor everything. If you need help with factoring, you let me know. Remember, factoring, we use the x factor on these. And here we factor out a common term. So we factor out a 5, 5 goes into 5, 5 goes into 10. And they both have x's, so we factored out an x. Okay, so the x plus 2 are going to cancel. X plus 4's cancel. Now we look at the terms. We got 5 over 25. That's going to reduce. 5 over 25 is going to reduce to 1 over 5. And then this x is going to cancel out with one of these. Remember, this is x times x. X squared is x times x. So this x is going to cancel out with one of them. So on top, we have the x plus 6. On the bottom, we have the 5. And we have an x. And that's what's left. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. Multiplying, so we factor everything. So the x squared stays the same. This will factor to x minus 3, x plus 3. Difference of two perfect squares. Factor out an x out of this. So I took an x away from two of them, so I have an x remaining. If I take an x away from an x, I don't have any x's left. So, canceling. I like to start with canceling out my groups. And then I look at my terms. Well, I know that x times x is x squared. So these two x's cancel out with these two x's, leaving me with x plus 3. Okay, number 4. Subtracting. Now we just went over the rules. Remember, step 1, factor the denominator. So this is going to be x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay? So we're going to need to get a common denominator second. So we're going to need an x plus 2, an x minus 2. And looking at this denominator, does it have anything that we need? No. So the denominator stays the same. Numerator stays the same. Bring down the subtract. So we have x plus 2 over here. So what do we need? We need an x minus 2 on the bottom. So we need an x minus 2 on the top. Okay, step 3, simplify the numerator. So we're going to have x minus, and 1 times x is x. So x minus x cancels. Now, tricky part, minus negative 2. Minus negative 2 is going to be positive 2. Let me show you. A little bit closer. X minus x minus negative 2. Okay, over our common denominator. All right, moving on. Looking at number 6. We got an addition, so we have to factor the denominator, step 1. So this is going to be factoring by grouping. So I can take an x squared out of both of them because this one has 3 x's, this one has 2. So I can take 2 out, leaving me with 1, leaving me with none. X squared divided by x squared cancels. Here I'm going to factor out a 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is this is a group. This is a group. So notice that these two terms have an x plus 2 in common. So I'm going to factor an x plus 2 out of both of these terms. So that means I'm going to divide this by x plus 2, which gives me an x squared. And I'm going to divide this one by x plus 2, which gives me a 3. So this factors to this. Okay, factoring out a 2. There we go. So we're done factoring. Okay, get a common denominator. So on this side, I'm going to need an x plus 2. I'm going to need an x squared plus 3. Does this have anything that this needs? It needs a 2. We already have an x squared plus 3. So if the denominator needs a 2, then the numerator needs a 2. Okay, on this side we have a 2. We have an x squared plus 3. What do we need? We need an x plus 2. So if the denominator needs an x plus 2, the numerator needs an x plus 2. Okay, here we go. Simplify the numerator. So we get 1 times 2 is 2, plus distribute. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x. So let's put it in, let's see. Now when I look at this, I look at it and I say, well look, 2, 2, 4. I can factor out a 2. Now I'm going to take a 2 out of each, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in the right order. Okay, the x squared needs to go first. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then the 4x needs to go second. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then the 2 needs to go last. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Two over 2, that's going to cancel. Now I need to check to see if I can factor this and cancel any factors. This is the last step, simplifying. So I know that 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So if it's 1 and 1, this is going to factor to x plus 1 and x plus 1. But can those factors cancel these out? No. So this is a good answer right here. Cannot reduce that rational expression. Number 8. Starting off, factoring the denominator. Okay, get a common denominator. We need an x plus 2. We need an x minus 1. Do we need another x plus 2? No. So the denominator stayed the same, so the numerator stays the same. So this has an x plus 2. Does it need anything? It needs an x minus 1. So the numerator needs an x minus 1. Okay, Now we simplify the numerator. So we have x plus 1x plus negative 1. So x plus x is 2x minus 1 over x plus 2, x minus 1. Now, the fruit for this correction is a banana. A banana. Have a great day.